Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the Chelsea-West Ham game. It was Chelsea 2, West Ham 1. A disappointing start to the season. Scott, take us through the starting lineup, please.
Adrian in goal, Masasaku on the left.
Who?
I don't know
What's his name?
Say that again.
Yeah, anyway, him on the left. Collins and Reid in the centre. Antonio right back. Nortvet, holding midfield. Noble and Kyoto either side of him. Ayew and Carroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the other one?
That was it. We had 10 men all night.
No, I like what you done now.
And then the Valencia. Anyway, not the greatest start to the Premier League season. We run them close to a draw, undeserved, I would say. But
Before the game, talk about us getting in the ground.
oh fucking hell! It's a shambles there. I must admit, it's one of the worst grounds I've ever visited for arrogant, horrible security and stewarding.
Well, even worse than Old Trafford.
We got searched about four
Four
times
times
before we even got in. It was like, I've seen people walk through Heathrow Airport and not even get searched. I was like, what do they think we are?
There was a geezer, literally, he had my ticket and he showed him our tickets, yeah, and I walked through and he was tugging my shirt, yeah, to pull me back. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? And he's like, got me like, right? I'm lying or not?
I turned around, I was thinking, where is he?
And he's holding me like that and I'm going, what are you doing?
He went like that, he went, he's got the ticket!
I mean, that to another guy who was a pretty nice guy, pulled out the camera light that we've got. Obviously, we go into the ground, we've got to have our camera with us because, we've got nowhere to put it, basically. So he sort of like calls this security guard over, this steward, and he's like, nope, no cameras. And I'm like, shut up, mate, come on. Like, it's the noughties, you know what I mean? Everyone's got a camera in their pocket. We don't film like, you're not coming in here with that and all that. And I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do with it?
He liked the sound of his own voice.
Yeah, and he's like, no way, no chance. And he made me, right, I had to go and talk to the security manager. He wanted me to leave it with him, the camera. And I'm like, no chance. How am I going to find you after? Do you know what I mean? And he's like, all right, then you have to go into this security booth over the other side. Obviously, when West Ham played Chelsea, tensions run high. They've got a police segregation between their own fans and away fans. He made me walk into the away fans to go and talk to the security guard.
The home fans, you mean?
The home fans, yeah, sorry. Yeah, walk through the police segregation, cross all of the Chelsea fans from the West Ham side, go and talk to the security guard for him to go, yeah, that's fine.
Job's worth.
Well,
that wasn't
he
it.
just radioed it, couldn't he?
Do you know what though, right?
Yeah, and we did say to him, radio it, and he went, nope. And that was the total type of.
We've nearly visited every stand, every ground in the Premiership with that camera.
To be fair, once I got to the security out, the guy was a nice pie. Was probably the nicest guy I've ever.
But that's the first time we've had a problem getting it in. Tottenham let us in.
Stoke we nearly did, but
yeah.
But that wasn't it. We'll go on to this a bit later on. So we started the game. How did we start?
We just couldn't get hold of the ball, could we?
At all night.
Couldn't get hold of the ball at all.
First 10 minutes, we were the better side.
We had the possession. I think it was like 80-20 to us.
In the first 10
I mean,
minutes.
it's hard because we obviously, me and Nicky went to the game, and where you're watching it on telly, you see a lot more than what we do. But I just looked at it, I thought we couldn't get hold of the ball. And every time we did, we give it away.
No, honestly, first 10 minutes, the possession stats were way in our favour.
We just didn't do anything with it when we had it.
He got it. I'm sorry, but he got that team tactics, everything completely wrong.
It felt like I was watching a Big Sam team again.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying there. Totally agree. We set up to draw that game.
Yeah, when last season we went there full of confidence and we should have beat them.
You know, I think Ayew coming in was because of the Faguli injury. He weren't match fit.
He was nowhere near match fit. I mean, a lot of them weren't.
Gokantori come on, he looked like
he's about 5 stone overweight, isn't he?
that Norvet started well, but I can't see how him and Noble are going to keep playing in the same team.
Nah,
because he's an holding midfielder, And Noble likes to drop deep, but he's already here. The thing I like about him is that when Reed or Collins followed Costa, he dropped into that centre-half position, which is what Alex Song would do. But again...
But that's his natural position as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
He can play centre-back.
But after 15 minutes, he faded. Again, I think it's the pace of the Premiership. That left-back looked good.
What's his name?
Masuaku.
That's him. He looked good to me. He looked good. I
think he looked good in spells, but other parts...
You've got to think, right?
He was confident on the ball for someone making his debut.
Yeah, making his debut. He never played in the Premiership. Getting doubled up on all the time because he was getting no support whatsoever down that left until Carroll dropped into the left and pushed our number 11 up top.
Why did he?
I felt sorry for Carroll yesterday as well because the ball was going up to him and he was winning headers, but there was no one around him.
Rewardless task up there.
Yeah.
No one within 10 yards of him.
At the end of the day, right, you look at that Chelsea team. Chelsea didn't play well. Anyone that says they did, Chelsea didn't play well. No. Hazard played well.
Yeah.
Right? Chelsea just did the basics, right? Hazard played well. Ivanovic is an awful right back. Yeah, he's a player you get at. You isolate him, and what do? We put Valencia out there. A guy that gets the ball, trips over his own feet, runs it out of play. You know, I don't get, right? The Antonio thing playing right back, we know he ain't a right back. But as someone said it, he must look like Messi in training. Yeah. I think Tomo said it. He must look like Messi in training.
Messi.
I just don't understand.
Yeah, but to be fair, mate, to Valencia, out of the three wingers I see yesterday, he was the best one. The other two were awful. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, but he was.
No.
He tried.
He didn't work. He didn't.
I think he works hard.
He don't work hard, mate. You're watching. If he works hard, Andy Carroll ain't got to play left wing back.
The thing is, right, because he runs for each ball when he tries. I think he does, but
he runs around like an headless chicken.
It's like Smith and Jones.
The geezer is useless.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was a big Valencia fan, but even the last few games I've seen him, he's really starting to get on my nerves now.
What do you do? What do you do with him? His value's decreasing every time he plays.
I think you just need to cut your losses with him.
Exactly.
And sell him and get someone else. As much as I want to see him succeed, I don't think he will. Even if he gets a goal, I can't see him getting any confidence and going on.
Listen, his goal scoring record isn't that great for us. He scored one great goal against Hull, had 2 good games last season. You can't have a player in the Premiership where you're having 2 good games a season.
I just don't think Premiership's his level. I think he'd do good in some foreign league. You know what I mean?
He's
China
another one. He's another one.
He came from Mexico.
And he had a good goal scoring record.
But he
is
a winger, right? He's a winger. He played up front for Ecuador because their other forwards are crap, and he scored some goals. Right?
I think he played as a striker in Mexico.
We signed him as a striker because that's why he ended up as a striker there. Right? Yeah. We signed him as a striker. Now we're playing him back out on the wing. The only time he actually looked any good was when we were playing 2 up top and he was with Sacco. But then I think Sacco done more of the stuff making him look good.
Don't you think, like, if he played up front with Carroll,
we might get a bit more off it? He just doesn't. To me, he
drop
just
a
doesn't.
Midfielder and put him up there because packing out the midfield too much. We're playing this system that everyone plays 4-5-1.
We should listen. Don't get me wrong. Chelsea weren't great, but they were a lot better than us. They wanted it more, didn't they? Yeah, they did. They did want it more, and they new manager. They all went to press. Kante was excellent.
What? Yeah.
Kante is his name, isn't it?
Kante.
Right. Kante. Don't use to talk about names.
It's K-A-N.
Kante.
It's K-A-N.
Yeah, Kante.
Yeah.
You said Kante.
You're just judging him.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
He won the Premier League last season.
He was excellent in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
he won everything. Our midfield looked slow. They looked lethargic. Noble didn't have a great game. Nordveld had one of the worst debuts I think I've ever seen any West Ham player have. He reminded me of Kovac.
That's what surprised me a lot, was how unfit they looked after
they did look,
the pre-season and European games.
Really unfit.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
But a lot of them players have come in. I know Nordveld's played, but whatever, right? Whatever his fucking name is, he didn't look. I don't think he looked unfit. He just looked off the pace. He looked 2 yards behind everyone else.
The Premiership's pace.
Yeah, but right, we've got fucking Obiang sitting there, who's been sitting there all season last season, right? Who's played in the Premier League, who has never put a foot wrong in a West Ham shirt, yeah. And he's sitting on the bench, and he's been waiting for Alex Song to leave or whoever to leave to get a chance, or does he need to be injured or Payet or not to be playing? and it's Nordfeldt goes straight in.
Thing is, we missed that. Like usually, Noble's the one that sticks the tackles in, and he couldn't even get anywhere near him. Do you know who I think would have been good for that game yesterday? Josh Cullen.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think Cullen would have been good for yesterday, but he's obviously gone out on loan now, and I thought he would have had his chance because I can see him. He reminds me of a Jack Wilshere. You know, I hope he don't. Fucking his career don't go like Jack Wilshere's, but no, you know what I mean. That sort of player. He's little, but he's like Scrappy Doo, isn't he? He just wants to. He's
on
it,
it,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, close them down quickly.
You know, he's got a good engine. He puts a tackle in. You know, for the size of him, he does put a good tackle.
You know, our Noble took over from Parker. I think Josh Cullen could be the one to take over from Noble.
But exactly what I said.
But they let Chelsea dictate the pace of the game, and that was a big mistake because we just wasn't up to it. We wasn't up to
you get
getting
a chance
near
to
anyone.
watch back that first 10 minutes of that game, right? Chelsea just dropped deeper and deeper and deeper, and this is what I'm saying. They were there for the taking. They weren't confident, right? We've got Andy Carroll, best header in the game, right? You've got Terry and Cahill. They can't handle him. They've proved it time and time again. They can't handle Carroll. As I said, Ivanovic isn't the greatest right back. Yeah, he's someone you get the wrong side of him, you're through. He ain't gonna catch you, right? We're meant to play with wide men. We never got the ball wide to try and swing across into Carroll. Not once.
Say my problems though, but I don't think the wide men were good enough. Are you? Not fit.
He looked lost, didn't he?
Yeah, he did look lost there. But he's been here a week. What do they expect? They should be getting this bit. This is the importance of getting your business done as soon as you can in the transfer window.
But then again, he has had a full pre-season with Swansea, and he played pre-season games.
Different
when you look at
systems.
He should still be fit enough, shouldn't he?
Not only that, you look at the way Swansea play. It's on the floor, and when they do it, the big man, when they Gomez, you know, he's got a bit of pace about him. Carroll's not got any pace. Carroll is going to hold that ball up, lay it off to you, and then make his run into the box. And you've got to get around him. And the one,
but it wasn't. I don't think it was the lack of energy from the wingers. I think they had the energy. Although I thought Ayew looked a bit unfit, but Valencia looked fit enough. Yeah, they was obviously told not to stray past that halfway line because they wasn't too confident in the left and the right back.
They showed a stat at half time of Andy Carroll's places where he had the ball and where he spent 10% of his time in the Chelsea.
Half.
You know, the attacking third.
Yeah.
The rest of the time he spent centre midfield or left.
Because he had to. Yeah. He had to chop deep to try to get the ball.
And to be fair, I didn't think Carroll had a bad game.
No, he didn't.
He just had no one with him.
He's one player that you could walk away from that game and think, all right, he done all right. You know, I'd say Ginge as well.
Yeah, rewardless task though, playing up front like that in that sort of game. He ain't got the speed or
he's not a lone
skill
striker, is he?
to go past people because Sacco would have been playing yesterday. He would have run them two all over the park.
Exactly.
I'm telling you now.
Even if Sacco was on the wing, he would have given us a lot more.
He would have run them all over the park because he gives you that sort of like that dynamic shape. But what you've got to do,
Moses would have been on our wing yesterday.
Oh well, we'll talk about Moses a bit later. But when you've got Andy Carroll playing now, the only way he plays is to play with two wingers that pushing up higher.
That's why I felt sorry for him.
But from that 10 minutes, we retreated. We had them pressed back, and we kept on coming back and back and back and back. And all it was in the end, right, was, as you said, like that game against Chelsea when Allardyce was in charge, was soak up the pressure, oof it clear, wait for it to come back. And that's all it ended up being for the whole game.
Yep.
For the whole game.
I think it was 5 or 6 times Reedy's got the ball and just gunted it to no one.
They all did.
Yeah.
But Byron was the worst for it when he came on. But he's a kid.
I thought he played well.
Yeah, I did. I thought he played well, but he was the worst. He was just. But they've obviously been told to do that. They're obviously been told to do that. I don't know what they was lining up for. I can't work it out. He's got it. I'm sorry, but I love Slav. But there's a couple of things today that not only annoyed me, but he's got totally wrong. Yeah. Totally wrong. The treatment of Antonio.
We looked like we set up for the draw.
Yeah, we did, and that's not. Look. Chelsea are not in the best of shapes. Like, they've got some good players, yeah, but we've got the defensive quality, if we play the right defensive players, to snuff out anything they've got, right? They're not got them all running over the park. They've got Hazard and Costa. They're the only dangers, really. Williams a decent player.
This is what we're careful of, because you can see we set up for a draw yesterday with Pint on the bench. If Pint would have been starting, we wouldn't have been. And that's what you've got to be careful of. If Pint goes out, we can't go back to setting up for draws everywhere we go.
See, for me, right, there was more pressure for Chelsea on that in that game than there was for us.
Of course, it's opening day of the season, same as last season at Arsenal.
And we needed to pounce on that pressure and make our mark, and we didn't.
Let's be honest, right?
Hang on, about the Payet thing, right? Is anyone else worried that if he don't play, we're creating absolutely nothing?
Well, you've got
other creative players. Yeah,
Lanzini, Torre. Once he gets his fitness up, you know what I mean. But you're right.
But do you not think perhaps we should, when Payet's not fit, we should start with 2 strikers? Because then
we ain't got 2 strikers.
You can pack out that midfield.
We ain't.
Yeah, you can pack out the midfield, strengthen the midfield, and then you've got 2 strikers.
Scott, we ain't got 2 strikers.
As I said to you, we have. As I said to you before we started this.
Get a chance,
no, before we started this, I said to you, if I don't turn up for work, if I refuse to work, I don't get paid. With Sacco, if he don't want to turn up or train or play or whatever, they shouldn't pay him.
You can't do that because then Ponce is at the PFA.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can, but then Ponce at the PFA would be up your arse, mate. Because they defend them blindly, right?
But then the PFA should be ashamed of themselves for letting people do that and dictate to a
club. They ain't got no shame.
You can fine your players, though, can't you?
Or Bilic, just drag him in the office, bring Julian in as well, just to sweeten it up. Say, listen, Sacco, you play for us, you're under contract, go out there and give it for them fans that pay your wages. Put his arm around him.
People don't listen
at the end of the day, right? I know the manager's there and they say you've got to play. You play for the people that go there to watch you play football, right? Whether you agree with the manager or not, you're playing. You're at that club. You're playing for them fans. Yeah, the manager's the guy that picks the team, does the tactics. But at the end of the day, you've got to beef with the manager. It don't matter. As soon as you step out onto that pitch and you pull that shirt on, you're playing for us.
We're still 4 or 5 players short. For me. He's trying to... What he's done, because the whole right-back thing, let's go into the right-back thing. Obviously, the first half ended, right? 0-0. We've done okay, but nothing happened in the first half. Nothing.
Penalty shout.
Which was a penalty.
Should have been given.
Is that the Reed one?
That was justice for last season.
But he was going down. I've looked at it back. He was going down.
It's the way he went down, I think. That's one thing.
But I don't think Reed caused him to go down.
I agree. It was, if he'd have stayed up, he would have felt a natural tug. But as Reed's put his arm across, he dove into his arm. Yeah. So it was a penalty in ways, but he's cheated himself out of it really by chucking himself in front. But
he's helped the referee.
It was stupid of Reed to do that though.
Good save by Adrian.
Adrian on his near post
from Ivanovic.
Yeah, but that was it. Right, we offered nothing. Yeah, comes out second half, kicks off. In the first 5 minutes, no, it wasn't even that. Was it 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Minute, I think.
Drops to Antonio. Collins blocks something. Antonio tries to. He dribbles it out, which was good.
He done well.
And then for some reason tried to scoop it over fucking Azpilicueta. Now, listen. We say it time after time after time. He's not a right back, but fucking hell, a winger. If he was playing on a wing and he'd done that, you could do that anywhere.
Exactly. That mistake had nothing to do with him playing right back. People will say, "Oh, his mindset weren't right because he don't want to play there at the end." Right, the guy come out and said
he shouldn't even try that further up the pitch.
Exactly. Right, the guy's come out and said, "I will play anywhere for this club to keep my shirt." He said that last season. Granted, he's come out and said, "I don't want to play right back." Right, that's fine. But he's in the team. He ain't one of these players that's going to sit there and sulk. He tries. Yeah, Hazard tore him a new one all through the first half. But that mistake he made, he could have made playing right wing. He could have made playing striker. It doesn't matter.
I felt sorry for him.
So did I.
I feel sorry for him.
Gives away the penalty. We're going to go right into him in a second. Right, gives away the penalty. Obviously, Hazard scores. Great penalty. Really good penalty. Fully deserved lead. Yeah, fully deserved lead. We get going again. 5 minutes later, ball goes up. Bang. Number 30 for number's he 22, isn't he, Byron?
22.
He trudges off down the tunnel, head down, looks a man absolutely shot, don't know what to do with himself, don't know which way. It looks like a man that don't know what way his career's going. He looks deflated.
I said this earlier. I think Bilic knows, but Bilic is too. I don't know. It's like he don't want to admit that he's wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
he's
gonna
keep playing him there, keep playing him there until he has one good game. He's gonna go bang. See, I told you.
See what you said. Watching it on, because we watched it on Monday Night Football. You know, Neville and Carragher both picked up on the fact that every other player that's walked off the pitch for Bilic before, even when they've had a stinker or something like that,
cuddles them.
he's always done it. They just ignored each other.
Falling out, you think?
Do you think Bilic is mad that like he's put all his reputation on making this experiment work and it's clearly not worked and he's angry at Antonio?
It's like putting Andy Carroll left back. You know, it ain't going to
He
work.
was left back for quite a lot of the game.
No, but you know what I mean. You're taking him out. Let's put it this way. Take Pint out of it last season. Antonio was hammer of the year.
Of course he was.
He was unbelievable. We give him stick at the beginning of last season, but he worked his way in, and he probably feels a bit deflated. You know, he's thinking, look what I've done last season, going forward, and now you're making
thinks,
mistakes.
right?
But
he's probably thinking to himself, right? This has got to be in his mindset, right? Look at the team sheet go up. You bought a left back, yeah. They still haven't bought a right back, yeah. They've got a right back sitting on the bench, although he's a young kid, but he can play there, yeah. It's his natural position.
I think he proved that when he came on.
Yeah.
You know, I said in the preview he may not be trusted.
He can play there, right?
Sold Tompkins as well.
The position, and exactly, that's another thing, right? That makes the sale of Tompkins, and this is it about West Ham. This is what's annoying me as well, right? They seem like they got rid of Song, yeah. Song's better than Nordveit, yeah, all day long. They got rid of Tompkins, and they look like they've signed Nordveit to cover for the two.
Yep.
Right? For me, right, people talk about our squad. Our squad looks worse than it did last year. I know that they've probably got a few deals on the table, and this is not the full thing. Like, we'll judge it let's judge it after the transfer deadline day, yeah? But it looks a bit thinner to me.
I think someone like Reed could play right back. I think he could put Ogbonna and Collins in the middle and put Reed right back.
To be fair, right, the way we play, this is what I don't understand.
Or 3 centre backs, give Antonio the wing back.
That's what I was just going to say, right?
License.
Hold on, right? So you look at that team sheet. So he's looking at that team sheet, yeah. You got a geezer who couldn't control a bag of cement, playing in the position that you want to play. That you scored 8 in about 10 the year before, yeah. And he must be thinking, well, like, what have I got to do? Like, there's a right back there. He's playing in a position he can't fucking kick a ball to save his life, and I'm stuck here.
I mean, to be fair to Antonio, I think he'd rather play right back than sit on the bench and let Byram start.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be on the bench. Yeah.
It should be Byram, Antonio, and whoever.
I know what you're saying. But when Lanzini and Payet's fully fit and Touré's fit and Faguli's fit,
I think Antonio's better than Touré. He's better than Touré.
But you've only seen Touré for like half hour.
No, but he's just come back from an injury.
I'm sorry, but like, look at that. Antonio's proven in the Premier League. Touré should have to come and prove himself. Antonio shouldn't prove himself to stay in front of Touré.
I get what you're saying, right? Antonio should be in front of Touré and Faguli.
Yeah, he's proved himself in the West Ham shirt.
That is it. He's proved himself. He's done it, you know, and the form he had last season, he should be there. To be fair, it should be him and Payet, the two wingers. Lanzini should sit on the bench.
Payet's got to play behind the strikers, man. You can't have him out on the wing.
But then you don't get...
Payet's got to play the tip of the diamond. That's where you need him. You can't have Payet wasted out on the wing.
Listen,
they done it last season. It didn't work.
Because again, if you have Payet on the wing, you're getting doubled up on when you're defending. You know, a winger has got to work. But I'm with you. If he's persistent and want to put Antonio long off the right back,
fuck the right back.
Play the two.
He should not be right back. He should not be. If he's not happy with Byram, they need to go and get a right back. Do you know what? This is not the first season, right? We've been found out this year because Cresswell's got injured. We didn't have a fucking cover for left back either.
No, so
why are we going into 3 seasons on the spin with no cover for left back and no cover for right back? Why? Because and now we've got a geezer that he got exposed. He got exposed more than Jimmy Savile. I'm telling you, over the last games, he's been exposed massively. Look, and this comes from that Man United game.
No, it comes from Swansea.
Well, whatever, right?
No, the Man United Cup game. Before Swansea.
It goes as far back as that. Now, come on. You're going into a Premier League season. To be fair to him, right, and again, this is not his fault, he's probably one of the reasons we never got fourth. Because of his defending.
Out of position.
Yeah.
But this is what...
it's a fucking disgrace.
We've got now, right, if he's going to play Norvet, he can drop as a holding midfielder, right? He doesn't really get past the halfway line, right? So you can then give when Creswell's fit, and for you, so you defend as a
Creswell ain't
5.
gonna be fit until like January, so
what
we
I'm
need
saying
to.
is you defend as a 5, yeah. So you got Creswell left wing, Antonio right wing, the 2 centre halves, and then your holding midfielders sitting deep.
You're not gonna have a change of position now. A change of formation.
That's it. But that is what the team could play as, and then you ain't relying on it.
I don't know. They just looked at 6s and 7s yesterday.
I think Bilic is he's going to look at the situation. He's a he'll probably look at it and think, right, I need a right back, and it wouldn't surprise me if we bring a right back in.
See, the thing with Byram as well.
I would even bring Cole Jenkinson back.
He's still not fit though.
He's training, I'd bring him back. He was decent for us. I know he had a poor few games last season. He had that injury.
Right back's a right back.
Right back's a right back. I'd
I
bring back Tim Breaker if he's still available.
Look, do you think
Tommy Repka?
I think Byron was good, but do you think again the Byron thing is due to the fact what we had with Antonio? He wasn't a Bilic signing.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it must be because every time I've seen him play in a West Ham shirt, he's been good. So I don't see why Bilic don't rate him where he has to put Antonio.
Yeah, they
in.
see him every day. I'm not going to judge the man's
But it's what they do on the night that surely matters. What they do on the...
a lot of people like when you train, people can be lazy. When you start a game, your adrenaline's going. You can look like a world class.
It's not only that. You've got to upset.
If you're sloppy in training, so we don't see what goes beyond.
You've got to assess obviously mindsets as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not all about can he do it on a match day? They look at them. It's so far advanced now that they look at things like body language, confidence, all them sort of things. Come into the thingy. If the lad don't look confident in training, you could do more harm than good by chucking him in at right back. All I'm saying is we need to sign a new right back.
Of course we do. We need you've got to have cover. You've got to have 2 players for every position, especially if you want to play in Europe.
Yeah, you've got to have cover for the right back, and I'm sorry, but that's one of the most important positions because a lot of teams now set up with 3 up front, and the right back is you've got to have a decent left back, you've got to have a decent right back because that's a majority of where attacking comes from all teams now. People don't play with 2 strikers anymore.
But the thing is, as well, when you look at other teams that play with that attacking 3, they seem to play it with a lot more fluidity than we do.
Yeah.
Depends on the players, doesn't it? Depends on the players. I mean, you look at United, Chelsea, City. Their forward 3 are a lot better than what we've got.
They're on a different level.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing, but... There's other sides there that play with that way. As I said, you look at Swansea. Swansea play that way. They get the ball on the floor, they knock it to the big guy up front. But their big guys I ain't criticising Carroll whatsoever because he works hard and I rate Carroll. But
to trade him now for Benteke?
No.
I'll take Benteke as well.
I'll take I'm with that. I'd take a punt and get Boney.
I'm even getting to the point where I'm thinking, do you know what? We'll get Balotelli on a team. Get him in. Get anyone in. We need anyone. We can't seem to attract this big name striker. I don't know why, but we've got the stadium. We're a big club, the fan base, but for some reason we can't attract that. Whether it's because people are looking at us thinking, do you know what? They've only just moved into the stadium. Next season might be totally different.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what a lot of it is next
Lacazette,
season.
45 million. Baka, 35 million. Yeah. We can't attract these players because we're not a Champions League team. Even if we're getting Europa League, we're not attracting them. Yeah. So, like I said, you got a level striker there and you got shit. But we always seem to be going there. We need to meet in the middle and go for a Benteke, a Boney, a Balotelli,
the thing,
and Kevin Phillips. Yeah, but Balotelli on his day, he could be good for us.
Yeah, he hasn't had his day in a long time.
The thing is, you go for like Boney or Benteke. They've played in the Premiership. They know what the game's all about.
I don't rate Boney. I don't rate him.
Look at him. Don't go on his Man City form. Go on his Swansea form. He's lost a lot of confidence at Man City. And this is what happens with these big clubs. They sign these strikers to sit on their bench and they lose so much confidence. If he come in at West Ham, he'll play week in, week out, and Bilic will put his arm around him, tell him he's the best striker in the world, make him feel loved, and he'll go and score 10, 15 goals.
Listen, look at Borough signed the Grado. He would have been worth a punt.
Well, we were supposed to sign him last year, wasn't it?
We were supposed to sign him before he went to Man City.
Yeah.
He's worth a punt. There's players out there that have played there before.
Listen, I'm glad I ain't got to do the scouting. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad I ain't got to do the I'm glad I ain't got to do the negotiations.
But if our
do you
we
think
can see it,
right?
surely they
yeah,
can see it.
Yeah, well they should see it. Do you think I'm going to chuck this out there? This is going to be a bit controversial, and it might get a few, things. Are they trying to do this on the cheap?
What?
The season? Are they trying to skim through this season again on the cheap?
Like I said in the last video I done, I still think West Ham will get a striker. I can see someone coming in. I'd rather it be now, but I can see it being more. All right, I'm only saying. No, but you know what I mean. I can still see us bringing in a striker. See, for me, Benteke, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, that's someone we should be getting. You know.
Yeah, but it's the price tag, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're going to pay 30. You're going to pay 35 million for Bacca, who's a 29-year-old. You might as well pay 32 for a 24-year-old.
Benteke looked like absolute shit last season in Liverpool.
Exactly. Another person that's lost confidence.
But so did Carroll. Yeah. So did Downing.
They just don't suit certain teams. Certain players don't suit certain teams.
But since Liverpool, Carroll hasn't really he hasn't been fit, but he hasn't really done what we expected him to do with us, has he? Really?
I think he's done what we signed him for. Yeah. The big man up front.
Yeah, but he hasn't had a season where he's been able to score a lot of goals.
Not been fit.
He's not a 15 to 20 goal a season striker though, is he, Carroll?
He can be.
He can be, but he's not.
Service. For me, the worrying thing for me is that we've signed that Argentinian forward, haven't we?
He's signed today.
Yeah, right. Where's he going to play?
Up front.
So we're going to
signed for. No, but he's not going to be. He's not our first team. Let's put it. He's going to play in Europe in the cups. He's not going to start in the Premier. But you never know.
They're trying to find another Lanzini, aren't they?
You never know. He could turn out to be another Carlos Tevez.
I hope he is.
Let's be fair. Last season, Lanzini was signed as cover for cover.
And look how he turned out.
Yeah, look how he turned out. He got a start at Liverpool after impressing in a Europa League game. And look at him. He's one of our most important players now.
The other thing, going back to the game, right? Do you think that we need to take Europe seriously this year?
Yeah.
And that performance yesterday was sort of we need to win Thursday more than we need to win.
I don't believe that.
League comes first.
Yeah, you've got to make.
You can't get to the European final, win it, and have a celebration, and you're bottom of the league and get relegated.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Do you, in the sense of right, we look like, as we said, we set up for the draw. I still think it was set up right. Give it 20 minutes to go. Try and keep it 0-0. Bring Pint on it and score us the winner. We'll nick a 1-0 and run away that way. You know, it just looked like that was it. As I said, the emphasis was right. Thursday we've got to play. Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. I think that's how it works out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we've got a lot of games. We don't want to overexert ourselves in the first game. You know.
Listen, it's the first game. You can't really. Anyway, look, we have
sound negative. It's the first game.
It is the first game. And right, despite all of this, despite how poor we played, and despite how bad we were, we did level it with a fucking cracking goal.
Great finish.
That man.
Ginger Pele. Drops to him.
Available on our store.
Once Pyatt come on, it gives us another dimension. That worries me a little bit, but we'll go into that. I think we've been into that before, that he don't play, we don't play, you know. But wins a corner from a free kick, swings it over, couple of bites at the cherry. He's appealing as he's striking it. Brown ball.
I just thought he was celebrating before he hit it.
But what a strike from the big
finish.
man. I mean, anyone would be proud of that.
He scored 9 goals in his career and 4 against Chelsea. He loves playing against Chelsea.
Was that with his left foot as well?
Yeah, left foot
he's
as
a
well.
left beggar though.
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah. Great strike.
Great finish.
What a goal.
That's where the nickname comes from.
And to be fair, I thought then when we got that, we'd go on and win it.
I could see that.
Yeah,
But do you know what we did though? From there, we got that little burst of wind, and they sort of started to retreat a little bit. But then as soon as they started to retreat a little bit, that's when we went back into our shell again. I mean, he just didn't want to press it, you know. At that time, that's the time to press.
See, that would have been a good time to chuck a Caleri on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you wish you had him on the bench, chuck him on 10 minutes ago. Go and get yourself a winner.
We didn't deserve to be in that game.
Nah.
They didn't create a lot, Chelsea, but we didn't deserve, for the way we played and that, we didn't deserve to be in it. Right, so Costa gets a yellow card in the first half, right?
Oh, yeah. What was it? Dissent, the new rule.
Dissent, yeah, got a dissent, right? The challenge on Adrian.
It's a minimum a yellow card.
Right?
Minimum.
Yeah, it's if To be honest, if that would have been in centre mid, someone would have got booked for that.
Of course they would have.
And he's on a yellow. I think the ref bottled it big time. Home crowd, they would have got on his back. He's right to go for it, but he's not. He's up. He's caught him eye up the leg.
Yeah,
You know
I've
what I
looked at it a few times. Initially, right, my initial thoughts, right, it looks worse in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get Dan. What do you think?
I think it's a red.
Straight red.
See,
Yeah, because goalkeepers are more protected as well. When you do something like that to a goalkeeper,
See, for me,
stands
right,
up, brings his down onto his
for me, yeah, there is no way on this earth, yeah, if you're smart, right, Diego Costa's a cunt, yeah, he's an absolute animal at times, right, he's disgusting, he's filthy, he's dirty, right. He looked a different man yesterday. He looked like he was more concentrated, because I see people having pops at him and he was just ignoring them. There is no way on earth, on God's green earth, yeah, that he's thought at that time, right, he's got the ball trapped under his feet, Adrian, yeah? Mm-hmm. The ball's there to be won.
Yeah.
There is no way on this earth, as a striker, any striker, you're thinking, I'm going to hurt this cunt here.
No,
you want to win the ball.
He's gone for the ball.
He had
He's gone
every
for the ball.
right to go for the ball.
But like I said, how many challenges have you seen lately? It's, you know, a midfielder's gone. Who was it on? What was the game on the weekend when Lallana against Arsenal gone in? He's won the ball, but because his left leg's that little bit high and caught him, he's given a free kick. There's no way it's a free kick.
Look at Kante's booking in the first 2 minutes, right? That's a booking, that foul.
He hacked him down from behind.
Yeah, but it's a booking, right? Costa's wasn't. Work it out. You know, come on.
I don't like what you do there, Miles.
You know, that foul, if that foul in the first 2 minutes is a booking.
But I don't think it's a cynical foul.
no, but it's reckless.
That's it. It's late.
Yeah.
And
you know
in
what?
this game,
It's one of them ones.
could
innit?
have really hurt him.
He's gone for the ball, but then Adrian shouldn't have fucked about and put himself in that position.
No, of course not. But we've said previously that this is the thing with Adrian. He does that, but he's done it, and totally agree with you.
Put
He
it this
shouldn't mess
way.
about with
Put
the
it this
ball,
way.
But it's a red
If
card.
it had been the other way around and Adrian would have done that to Costa, it would have been a penalty and Adrian would have been off.
Exactly. And as you said, anywhere else on the pitch is a booking.
You know what I mean? You look at it that way.
I'm not quite sure.
He could have snapped his leg, really.
Referee, that's what I said. For me, after watching the replays, it's straight red.
You can snap someone's
But-
leg running next to him.
Yeah.
Like, that don't mean nothing.
No,
But
I mean, like,
that's what I said. For me, when it happened, blatant red card, straight red. Right? Watching it back, again, straight red. But at minimum, it should have been a booking, which he should have walked for anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
yeah. You could see the gash, like, well, not gash, but it was like this big mark down his leg, wasn't it, where the studs went down it.
And that's what I'm saying. He's not even...
But that's
he's not
football.
even caught
If you
he ain't
whinge
caught
about
his ankle.
But if you
He's caught his shin.
Yeah, but if you whinge about things like that, then you're a fucking pussyhole.
But that's it, but yeah,
Because
but-
that is part and
but
parcel of the
that's
game.
it,
Studs are
of course it is.
there.
Of course it
You
is.
can catch someone and fucking show a gash on their leg if you're running beside them. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
how many
we've-
times
we've-
have you ever stood over there and someone's fucking trod on your foot or trod on
We
your
play
fucking
football,
leg?
you end up with
Right,
gashes all the way up your thigh
Yeah.
from studs.
yeah, but you're
It
just
happens,
not allowed to have
but-
your studs up and foul someone. If you have your
That's it.
studs up and foul someone, it's a card, you know.
I don't know.
The
I
le-
think
innit?
the way he summed it up, Costa had the right to go for it. He's
Yep.
just gone over the ball
He was
and
late.
it should have been a yellow card.
Exactly. And which then means he's off.
Like I said, if that would have been Noble centre midfield doing that to Kante, he'd have been sent off. Red card over the ball. Simple. It would have.
Yeah, I think the refs bottled it a bit there. And
Totally agree with you. Totally agree.
And who scores the winner?
There you go.
through Pele's,
After
Ginger
a flip
Pele's
from
legs.
back shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he come on.
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, Moses come on. He looked like
Well
the player
beaten.
we signed, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah, but again, I think Moses is down to attitude, and I think again that they was told way too early last year that they weren't going anywhere.
Oh,
so-
yeah, no.
Put it this way, I can
yeah,
guarantee
yeah,
you
yeah.
now, Moses will not be in a Chelsea shirt come the end of this window. He'll be on loan at somewhere like Middlesbrough, Sunderland, or Palace, somewhere like that. He won't be a Chelsea.
He should
player.
put a transfer request in and looking for a permanent move.
He
this
ain't going to put a transfer request in. He's getting
But
paid by Chelsea.
To be fair, I think Chelsea's the longest time he spent at any club.
yeah, but he's
But
how many
he's
games
hardly
he
played.
He's
played?
been out on a loan every
He's played
season.
more games for us on a season-long loan than what he has for Chelsea in 3 or 4 years. Journeyman.
Absolutely.
Poor attitude anyway. I wouldn't want him anywhere near this club again. Yeah, so loss. I didn't have any complaints really. As Costa could have got another booking. He should have got a booking for jumping in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know that don't make no odds. There's already scored the goal. If he'd have got sent off, then he misses what? He misses a game against probably one of our rivals next
week. When you
week.
look at it, as I said, it's good at better shy. I thought Collins, he tracked Costa's run so well, and I think he should have got tighter to him.
Backed off.
I think the left back as well could have got tight. He could have got. They could have doubled up on him.
I don't know whether there was a player running on the right and he's caught his eye.
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
I watched it on the replay when I got home, but he was a lot further out than I thought he was, Costa. And to Adrian, once again, poor positioning from him for me. He stepped over to the left and then went to the right.
Randolph saves that. Randolph saves that.
No, I disagree.
Ask Jimmy Walker. We'll phone Jimmy Walker up and we'll ask him.
I think Adrian, his positioning should have been better, but he was out straight. It was a good finish.
He was moving to his left. Right?
Why?
Adrian was going over.
But this is no. That makes no sense, right? Costa had the ball, yeah. The left back's dropped off. Collins was on his left. There's only one way he's going. You don't need to protect that side because if he tries to go the other way, Collins is there.
Yeah, but
getting a block in at least.
He ran Collins and he stepped to the left to try and see.
I don't know. He shouldn't be stepping to the left. Randolph's got much better positioning. People slag me off for saying Randolph should be our number one.
But I'll tell you what, Baz made a good point last night, didn't he? Would you take a punt on Joe Hart at West Ham?
Do you know what? I was listening to TalkSport.
Because I think Joe Hart would jump at the chance to come and play for us.
Monday morning I was listening to TalkSport, and someone said that to the Moose. And the Moose's answer was, we need a striker more than we need a goalkeeper.
Well, it's true.
Which is right, but I'll take a punt on Joe Hart.
Yeah, he's a top quality. He made some world class saves last season.
How much would they want for him?
Well,
it'd be 30 million.
Nah, they're talking like I heard about 20 million. But you could also take him on a loan.
That's what I was just going to say. That
Loan with a view to permanent move.
If he's not needed,
I'd have more
City,
confidence in Joe Hart than I have in Adrian. And I love Adrian as well, but I like
Joe Hart's. He's not as good as he thinks he is,
but he's England's number one keeper. Yeah,
doesn't matter. I could be England's
number
one goalkeeper.
But he's a good goalkeeper, Joe Hart. And you know what I love about him as well? He's passionate.
Yeah, look, as we said though, it's the first game. We had one bad game.
Anyway,
I rest my case.
We need to wrap it up there because we've gone on for way too long for one episode. But
opening day special.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic.
What about me?
Sorry, mate. I thought you wanted to shake my hand for some reason.
What do I want to shake your hand for? We've done hundreds of shows. I've never shook your hand before. He did get a cake once. We didn't get that last season.
Yeah, but listen,
me hanging.
We better wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint. We'll be back next week for the Dom Zali game.
No, Astra. We knocked them out.
Thursday.
Oh fucking hell, man! It's all going to shit.
We'll be
I'm
back
tired,
Thursday.
so I didn't get home to...
Thursday for Astra, Sunday for Bournemouth. That's when we're back.
Oh, do you want to take over? I'll sit there if you want.
You know.
All right.
I have been thinking that for a long time.
Thursday for Astra, Sunday for Bournemouth. But thank you very much. Don't forget to go and follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV, on Facebook, facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV, Instagram West_fan_fan TV, whatever it is, and Snapchat West Ham Fan TV. Don't forget to go and visit our website www.westhamfan.tv and the store. Keep on going to the store.
No retro today. I'm actually wearing one.
Goal scorer, mate.
This is my favourite T-shirt.
Yeah,
the match for me, from our players' perspective.
We've done the game, Scott. We're trying to flog T-shirts.
Anyway, so go and check them out. And we'll be back on the social. We've got Scott's preview coming up. All sorts of stuff during the week. Don't forget to go and subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and. We'll see you next week.
And if you leave a thumbs down, tell us why.
You always
please.
That. No one ever does.
Because it aggs me.
No one ever does.
Please tell us.
Rival fans, mate. Anyway, one thing left to say, boys. Come you
Irons!